Hi everybody, it's Audrey. Welcome to day 2 of 'Tis the Season. I hope you are getting inspired to scrap some holiday photos. So today my guest is Kat Martin, and I just love the way that Kat can take so many different pattern papers and put them together and just make a beautiful page and embellishments too. So today I am going to try to do something that I have, and use something that I have never done on a page before, and I've actually never really seen done on a page before. So I'm going to start with this background paper, and it's an old crepe paper collection. It may have been called Sleigh Ride or Snow Day, or no, it wasn't Snow Day. I don't know, but it had these lines kind of like a Christmas list, and this is about my kids writing their Christmas list to Santa. So the thing I was talking about is I'm going to use some zippers on my page. So I thought about this idea a long time ago, and I can't remember like what inspired me to think of it. But I sew a lot also, and I may have been sewing something and then thought, hey, I should use a zipper on a scrapbook page. So I got these cute little 3-inch zippers from an Etsy store, and they weren't really that bad. And what I loved about this company is that you could pick any color that you want. And I think they may have been, I don't know, 50 cents a zipper, which isn't bad at all. So I got a whole bunch of different colors, and I picked one out here to go with my page. So I am going to use the zipper to make a pocket on my page, and I am going to, oh, what a lovely shot of my hair. I am going to put my kids' Christmas lists in the pocket. So they go to see the Santa, and they actually leave their letters with the Santa, and Santa writes them a letter back. So we don't get to keep our Christmas letters, of course, because Santa takes them. So I took a picture of the kids' letters, and at the picture of the letters, you can kind of see them. They're way up in the top right of my screen there. So the pictures of the kids' letters I'm going to put into this little pocket. So I put my zipper on my page where I want it to line it up, and I kind of just draw a little box in the page to cut it out, because I'm going to put the zipper behind the pattern paper. And I'm making it to kind of look like a little pocket. So I took a piece of pattern paper, traced that open shape, and then I want to put something behind the page so that when I put things in the pocket, that they stay in the pocket and they don't slip out the back of the page. So pattern paper, there's the hole for the zipper. I just measured it with a ruler. That's where my photo is going to go. I open the zipper and voila, I put my photos in, and I love how that looks. So I'm super excited about using the zipper on my page. So I'm going to back my photo here with some pink pattern paper. By the way, I have already gone through all of my Christmas stash and kind of pulled out some things that I thought would go with this photo, and the colors and stuff I wanted. And I have so much Christmas stuff. I should probably show you at the end of this whole series, like my stash of Christmas stuff. It's sad. it's really almost embarrassing how much Christmas stuff I have, but I use it, and I try not to buy new stuff, but sometimes it's just so cute and you can't help it. But okay, anyway, so in this little pocket, I thought that I'm going to layer some tags, and I was thinking about maybe putting some shapes or something. So I'm going to start with these tags from now. These are from an old Fancy Pants collection. And the pattern paper, by the way, that I used for the pocket is from October Afternoon. I have all kinds of different manufacturers going on here. The background paper is crepe paper. The envelope pocket is October Afternoon. The paper going behind my photo is Basic Gray. These die cuts are Heidi Swap. So I'm really mixing and matching it up here. I definitely want to put something on the bottom of the envelope. So I was kind of just going through some die cuts here and seeing what is it that I want to put. And I feel like because my photo has so much red in it, whatever I put on my envelope needs to be red or pink. And in contrast to that, my pocket area is there's a lot of green. So I'm going to put something green to the right of my photo just to kind of give a balance of green and red. So I spend a while, even though I had picked out, a couple packs, ephemera packs from my stash. I do go through all of them, and I go back through my original stash and see if there's anything else I may have missed to put in here. So yeah, so I spent quite a while doing that. So finally I found something red, an old, super old pack of these layered poinsettia flowers from Dear Lizzie. My gosh, that must be, I'm thinking like 2007, 2008, maybe. because I remember exactly where I bought them because we were living in Texas and it was my scrapbook store, local scrapbook store. Okay, so I like the way the poinsettia layers there and the red that it brings over to the left, and then I put some holly leaves that were green over to the right, and I really like that balance. And I'm just going to layer a couple stickers on the photo. So I really wanted a blue tag, and of course I could not find the right shade of blue that I wanted, so I decided to make one. So I found a piece of pattern paper. It was just plain, also an old piece of Dear Lizzie paper, and I'm going to use this stencil. This stencil is actually from the color kit from the Hip Kit Club this month, and some modeling paste, put a white pattern on it, and it's kind of like a Nordic print, and it's hard to see here, but it comes out so cute. I'll show you a close-up in a minute when it dries. So, speaking of blue, because I had so much red and green in the photo, in the photo, yeah, and in the papers and embellishments, and pink too, I decided to do blue for my media in the back, mixed media in the background. So I'm using the teal Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and I'm mixing it with a little bit of Seafoam because I want it to be a little bit more kind of greenish blue, kind of almost like a minty blue. And then I grabbed some of the gold Color Shine and I mixed it in with the blue, and it makes a little kind of a little greenish. And then I'm just gonna put some gold on here with my brush, so just gold by itself. And I love the way that layers on there, the gold with the blue. And I will splatter some gold too, and splatter some of the blue. The gold, I don't know if you have this gold, it's so, and this is a totally weird thing to say, but it's so liquidy. Like the other ones are a little bit more thick, the other mists, but the gold just drips so much off of the wand if you take it out to spray it. But the other colors just are different that way. Okay, so that has dried. I love the way that looks. And I'm going to start gluing things down. So I'm first going to work with the zipper. So I glued my pattern paper on the front, and then I'm using something called Fabric Fuse, and it's a fabric glue, and it's great for ribbon or fabric, in this case the zipper. And I just want to secure the zipper on just enough because I am going to stitch over it. So just enough to keep it in place. So I don't use a ton of fabric glue. And then I put the little piece of pattern paper on the back. Now I made the mistake and I stitched around it and I stitched under the zipper, which was dumb because that closed the pocket. So then I couldn't stick anything in the zipper. So I had to take another piece of pattern paper and cut the original piece of pattern paper I had in the background, or on the back of the page, and I had to cut that open. So so it's a pocket now. It works. You saw there my texture from that modeling paste on that blue paper. I loved it, and I wanted to give kind of a decorative edge to the top of this tag. So I just took a punch and cut a piece of scrap paper and then traced it, and I'm going to cut it out with my scissors so that I can get a pretty decorative edge on the top of this tag. And I'm going to grab my hole punch, and I bought the, is it We Are Memory Keepers? Yes, this tab reinforcer punch. I love it. It's awesome. So I had some glitter paper in my stash, but look at how beautiful that tag came out. I love that tag so much with the glitter hole reinforcer and the texture and the blue. It's great. So I decided to add a red one to this tag too. I knew I had this twine, red, green, and white twine. I'm not sure where it's from. I spent 20 minutes looking for this twine because I knew I had it and I couldn't find it. And of course I had put it with some other ribbon, and I finally found it, and I'm so glad I did because I love the red and green and white twine. So I'm going to stick those tags in the pocket. I'm going to start distressing the edge of my photo here. That edge distressor, by the way, is from Close to My Heart. I have 2 of them. I love them. Somebody had asked about them in a previous video. There's lots of different companies make edge distressors. I think if you just search for edge distressor, you'll probably find something. Okay, so I wish my zipper, I wish I had put it to the left a little bit more. So it's as open as it can be because it gets to the little stopper. But I really want, this is so minuscule, but I really wanted the end of the zipper to stick out past the edge of the pattern paper. But I decided, well, I should definitely put something on that zipper. So I'll come back here in a minute to put something on that zipper. I wanted to put a shape other than a tag behind the pocket too. So I found this gold star. It came from a Heidi Swapp it's not a die cut. It's not vellum. It's kind of like a plastic, but it's a flimsy plastic. So I put that gold star there, and I was going back and forth. Do I want it to say Christmas list or do I want it to say wish list? I had to put I had to put something else over on the right. So I found a pink heart from Ellie's Studio. I'm gonna layer that there. Put some more twine in. I do end up. So I was debating whether or not to glue these tags in place or just to have them be loose. And I glue the big ones in the back down, but the other things I leave kind of loose. So here is what I add to my zipper, and I love it. It's a little reindeer paper clip, and it comes from the Snow and Cocoa collection from Crate Paper. And I decided to put another one over here. It's a little present. And the reindeer one just fit perfectly on the zipper, and I love how that looks. And so I put the little present over on the right. Okay, so I'm gonna add a few more layers underneath this flower just to spruce it up a little bit, and then I decided I needed some more holly bits, so I'm gonna cut some out of pattern paper. The ones on this piece of pattern paper, this paper is from October Afternoon too. They were kind of a lighter shade of green, and I really loved that contrast, and I wanted a little bit more dimension, so I'm going to cut these out and then pop them up with popped up dots, because I love to use stickers. But sometimes they just don't add the dimension that I want. So, I'll put the stickers down as the base layer and then use a fussy cut piece of paper or, whatever, a die cut, and pop it off from the top. And I felt like I had to put a piece of holly up there to kind of complete, like, the whole visual triangle thing. Even though it's kind of busy and I got a lot going on up there in that pocket, but I really don't have too much else on this page. Okay, so I'm going to start getting everything down there. Most everything is, secure, the stickers and stuff. And you can see my cutting mat working up there. I'm cutting a title. And I had, because I had that gold ring around that one tag, the gold reinforcement and the gold star, I felt like my title really needed to be gold. So I took that same piece of glitter cardstock that I had used for the little tag reinforcement, and I cut out the word dear. So my title is just going to be Dear Santa. Glued those tags down, and here is and I had to cut it twice because it did not work right the first time. While that is cutting again, I found these really cute little hard acrylic stars, and they are light blue, and they're from Pink Fresh Studio. And I just scattered them kind of across the page, and they'll be kind of down mixed in within my title. And then a few more layers, just some wood buttons. These are from Chamel's Christmas collection from a couple years ago. So I'll stick those on there. My title's finally done. Okay, note, this was a brand new cutting mat. I just opened it. Here's a little tip. Don't ever use a brand new mat to cut glitter paper, because my mat was completely covered in glitter after. Oh boy. And I try to use my mats as long as I can, but now I have glitter all over this one, so, oh brother. Okay, so I love the way that deer came out. I wanted to have the scripty deer, the word deer kind of being a scripty font, and then I was going to use Santa and just some, kind of a plain font there. So, and the word Santa, I know it looks brown, but it is glitter covered. It's not obviously as a sparkly glitter, but yeah, it is covered with a really fine kind of gold glitter. So I will glue these down, and that is about it for the design. What else do I add? Oh, well, just my journaling and the date. And I do add the piece of holly back in the top left, kind of on that big gold star. I forgot to do that, and I went back and added that in. And here is the finished page. And I am definitely going to be using a zipper again on a page. That was super fun. Maybe a little bit longer zipper next time, something that can open the whole page and make it a big pocket. And look at how cute that reindeer is. I love that I use that on the zipper as a pull. And the texture on that tag, ugh, so fun. This is great. I love this page. So thank you so much for joining me for day 2. Be sure to go check out Kat's page today too. It is adorable. And have a great day and stay scrappy, friends, and I'll see you tomorrow.